Please join me next in welcoming our firefighter speaker and firefighter cancer survivor, Chief Eric Johnson, who's a 22-year-old driver engineer from the city of Hialeah, from our very own city of Hialeah, where I grew up, went to Champagnat High School, for those of you that are not from the county. He serves as the president of Local 1102. Eric fought diligently for the firefighter cancer presumption coverage for many years and eventually found himself needing the very same coverage. Eric has been married for 20 years and has 2 beautiful children. His oldest has decided to follow her father's footsteps as a firefighter, and the youngest is an emerging musician. Please join me in welcoming to the stage firefighter cancer survivor Eric Johnson.
How y'all doing? Good morning and welcome to South Florida. Hide your wallets. I'm joking. I apologize for not writing a speech or writing anything down. It's just not what I do. I tend to speak from the heart, and I think that's what's important when you talk to people. Just by a show of hands, how many people in the room are actual firemen? Well, good. That means you're not going to get offended. Thank you. For the rest of you, good luck. Just hang in there. Cancer. It sucks. I'm not a survivor yet. I'm alive, but I'm in remission. I'm not cancer-free. I pray to God one day I am. But for now, it's a battle. You'll see my feet fidgeting. You'll see my hands moving because the neuropathy from the chemo is kicking my butt every day. But there's an option. It's 6 feet under or keep on fighting. That's your option. See, as firemen, we don't really have choices. We just go. It's instinctual. When the bell goes, we go. We don't ask who we're going to see. We don't get to know about their families, their pets, their dogs, their political affiliation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your skin color, your nationality, if you're an immigrant, if you're homeless, if you live in a mansion. We just go. It's what we do. We give so others may live. And the ultimate toll is on us. It's always on us. It's at our expense. How many fires have we had where the mask isn't in right? I've got a burn through my eye because I remember going last second in a fire. I went to go clip in my mask, but something had already slipped in there. So what do? My eye's burning. Do I save the guy laying on the floor? Because I remember it vividly. Is my eyes burning beyond belief? Well, I did. I saved the guy. I pulled him out, and I have a burn through my eye forever. I lost my ears, my hearing. I have hearing aids now. They're actually really good. Most of you firemen will get them over time, by the way. Big old explosion and gas leak, but I didn't have an option, it's just what we do. My past has been hard. I was shot twice in 1990, stopping a mugging. I survived a plane crash in the late 80s where 4 died and 2 lived. I've been electrocuted. I've been airlifted dead by the county because for some strange reason I found the only known living box jellyfish in Florida. Amazing fact. Just totally amazing. Got electrocuted, it's how I roll. But I just battled cancer. So I guess there's a purpose, there's a reason I'm here, and one day we'll all figure it out. But in the meantime, the battles just continue. And something bothered me a while ago. Somebody called me a hero. I'm not a hero. And none of you firefighters in this room are heroes. It's your job. It's what we signed up for. It's what we do. We give so others may live. We're not heroes. School teachers are heroes. Single mothers raising productive members of society are heroes. I have a few heroes myself, and it actually, some of them are in the room. It started when the Firefighters Cancer Initiative came out to my fire station. And they said, you need to get screened for cancer. I said, I've been working on this legislation for so long to get cancer presumptive coverage. That's never going to affect me. I'm good to go. It's like I'm bulletproof, 6 feet tall and bulletproof, even though I'm 5'9" and 190. But you just never think it's going to be you. Never crosses your mind. Because as firemen, we're all egoists. It's just the way it is. Female, male, whatever. We all think we're 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Holy crap, we're not. Omar, I remember years ago, Sam, God, we worked on this presumptive cancer legislation forever because we kept losing friends, our coworkers. I lost the closest thing I ever knew to a father to presumptive coverage, to cancer, who didn't just make it in time for the presumptive coverage. I did. Actually really cool, thank God, because cancer is expensive, by the way. Really expensive. It's a rich man's disease. And none of us firefighters here kind of fit in that category. We're still blue collar / white collar. A lot of us have degrees, and we can still do a dopamine calculation at 3 o'clock in the morning in a bouncing rescue truck, using the old clock method. That means I'm old. But when I came to the station, it was Amy and Joanna, and I see you back there. And using that hero word, you fit. You fit. My wife has a husband today, and my children have a father today, and my brothers still have me to be a pain in their butt today, and they'll probably hate you for it, but I love you for it. Because you made me go get a colonoscopy, of all things. Now, firemen, we're kind of stubborn. We really are. What you mean a colonoscopy? You want me to do what? In the station it's all butt games and jokes and all the good stuff. But when it comes down to it, whoa, hey, I'm glad I did it, because when I did, based on their symptom report, I had cancer for probably about 10 years. And, after 10 years, it kind of spreads everywhere. It doesn't look good after 10 years. So it wasn't looking good. And then everything just continued from there, and I actually got more heroes. I got Aaron Kobitz, I got Dr. Caban, I got Natasha, I got the people who don't have to do what we do. You dial 911 and we go. Nobody's forcing you to extend your initiative for cancer for firefighters. No one's forcing you. You're heroes. What's killing us? What's hurting us? Is it the fires? I know in our city, Eli, you retired from us. God bless you. I love you, buddy. But we have, sorry, I break stuff too. We have in the city of Hialeah, and I don't know how familiar you are with our city. It's not Hialeah. It's not Hallelujah. It's Hialeah. It's really busy. It's a real different kind of place. Fraud capital of the world. Lots of fires. Lots of crazy things happen there. But is it the fires? Is it the smoke? Is it the chemicals? Is it the stuff we're breathing? I brought my bunker coat today because I miss wearing it. I miss wearing my gear because I can't get back on a fire truck right now, and that's my thing. The city encouraged me to go out on disability, and it'd have been great, but it's not me. I'm going to finish my career how I want to finish my career, and I'll be damned if I'm not going to do it. And if I die, I die, but I'm going out my way. I brought my bunker coat because I miss it, but at the same time, I'm scared to put it on. See, for 20 plus years and more than that, we all put on our bunker pants. We all put on our bunker coats. Because let's face it, it's cool. That whole BDU thing we got, it's not cool. You know, because when you ask kids, when you show up in your BDUs and the radio, the kids are like, oh, standoffish. But when you show up in that bunker, there goes that hero thing. Oh, look, the firemen are here. And it used to be a badge of honor, kind of like what you said of, man, when we go home smelling like smoke, it's on. Woo! If we could bottle that smell, all of us would buy it, let's be honest. And when you come in the morning and the shift change and you walk through the bay doors and you go, oh, and you all know what I'm talking about. You guys have a fire last night? Yeah. We had 3 because it's Hialeah. That's how we roll. You know? And it was a badge because we didn't wash our gear. I never understood how we'd get soot inside our mask and our face would be black. If it's positive pressure blowing all the smoke out, how is it that every fire we came out of when we took our mask off, our face was black? I'm like, something doesn't make sense here. Is it the fires that are killing us? Is it the gear? Being a cop, you have pistols, you have guns, you have flak jackets. That's your armor. For us as firemen, our armor is our bunker gear. Is it the PFAS that's killing us in our gear? Is it the fact that the contaminants are coming through? Our cancer rates are through the roof. We don't really have a choice. We still got to wear that gear, don't we? We've learned a lot. We wash the crap out of it now. We really do. It's no longer a badge of honor. Although my son, he's a younger fireman, so, you know, he's all like, oh, Dad, do I got to wash my gear? It still smells like smoke. He better wash your damn gear. What can we do to stop this? What can we do to help this? What can we do to have other firemen not experience what I went through? You know, it sucks having a timetable put on your life when they say, hey, you got about a couple months to live. That's a wake-up call. You got to kind of plan everything real quick in a couple months. You know, it's like, oh, man, do I go out in the woods? Do I go boating? Shit, what do I do with the kids? My God, did I plan everything right? And it's hard. It's hard going through chemo, and I know my chemo was brutal because for some reason, with the wonderful luck that I had, every time I go in for chemo, I'd go into anaphylactic shock. It's like, oh, crap. You just add crap to crap. God. You know, it's pretty embarrassing when like 20 of your buddies from your own fire department there, and then they're calling like the county fire department because I'm an anaphylaxis while getting chemo like this. God, it's horrible. The pain, so you guys understand, is unreal. Your bones hurt. You don't want to eat, and you feel like you're tasting metal. You're vomiting. You have diarrhea. The suffering that you go through is unreal. And the worst part of it all is I lost my hair, and thank God it's back. Because that was a reality check, like big time. No offense, you know, I love you. But, you know, that's what I got, man. I got neuropathy, and I'm not a survivor yet, but damn, I got my hair back. And then came the radiation, and man, radiation, woo! See, UM's got this new thing called proton radiation that's really cool. It like shoots laser beams in this one direct area, and it kind of gets rid of all those tumors and masses and everything, and it's really expensive. Because I know my insurance company denied it at first, and I told my wife, I said, look, why don't we just pay for it, and then we'll fight for it afterwards. And she goes, oh, that's a great idea. She goes, let's do it. And the estimate was like $860,000, so I said, all right, so I'm going to die. We'll be good. And like I say, cancer is a pretty expensive thing too. But then the radiation, it doesn't get better, it gets worse. Because you have this area where they burn, let's just per se, from the first radiation. And then a couple days later, you go back for that radiation, they burn that same spot again. Yeah. A couple days later, you go back, and they keep burning that same spot. You do that about 64 times, and your life changes forever. And I tell you these things because it's real. It sucks. It sucks like you wouldn't believe. It's miserable, and I'm still miserable. I would like nothing more in the morning to wake up and not be in pain. I'd like nothing more to wake up in the morning and go back to how I was 5, 10 years ago. I want to get back on a fire truck. I want to jump on the boat. I want to go fishing. I want to sleep for a night. I don't want to wake up 5 or 6 times with neuropathy burning my hands and my feet. It sucks. We have to find a way for early detection. That is the key in the fire service, because right now it seems like a lot of us are getting cancer. We just don't know why. And that's a fact. Just the way it is. Early detection is the key to living. My dumbass had cancer for 10 years as I fought for everybody else for presumptive coverage and early screening, and here we go again. And we have to identify it early. I know that my whole department, they all played the colonoscopy game immediately after that. They were just lined up. It was awesome. You know, then you make fun of that while you're going through your chemo, like, yeah, it was funny. But we actually discovered more cancers in my fire department by those screenings. 2 weeks ago, one of my retirees who went out on heart-lung, unfortunately, after having 4 heart attacks on the job and a 98% occlusion of his LAD, he just called me and said, Slick, I have cancer also. And it's the same as yours. And he's very close to I, because before working for Hialeah, we used to work in the Keys together. So this goes back, almost 30 years. We have something so special that nobody else has. We have a brotherhood. And a lot of people in GP, I call that general population, you won't understand what I'm talking about. We have a brotherhood that's so strong. I always say, people say, hey, do you have any sisters or brothers? I say, I have 4,000 in South Florida. They're like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I got 4,000 brothers and sisters. That's really cool, man. How do you have 4,000? The whole in vitro thing? Did you have a sperm doctor? I mean, no, I really have 4,000 brothers and sisters in South Florida. And most of you are here today, and I love you. My support came from you. My support comes from our brotherhood. It makes you fight. It's easy to give up. It's easy to give up. When you lose 50 or 60 pounds and you got to put your fingers on the little things in the tile, little grout space in between, and you got to pull yourself across the floor. It's easy just to lay there and say, man, I'm not doing this anymore. My reality check came from 2 instances. I got a phone call from my general president, Edzo Kelly, and my treasurer, Frank Lima, and the guys from the counties would always send fire trucks by my house to check on me. Even my own department would send them 30 miles away to my house. And they'd always tell me, you can't give up. Well, that's easy to say when you're not going through it, by the way. It's really easy to say, oh, you got to fight, you got to fight, you got to fight. It's true. We got to fight. My son comes home from shift one day, and I'm laying on the couch, feeling like dog crap. And he puts his head on my lap. And he starts crying. And I said, son, what are you wasting all that good fluid for? And he says, Dad, you don't get it, do you? You're so damn strong and stubborn, you just don't get it. I said, well, what don't I get? He goes, Dad, if you don't eat, you're going to die. You're skin and bones. You look like crap. And I know everybody tells you got to fight, but it all came back to that same word. He says, Dad, you're my hero. And I need you to live. I need you to live. I need you to fight. I need you to eat. My hero is going to die. And I ask I ask all of you, continue to be my heroes. Continue this initiative and find out what in the hell is killing us. Because we don't have an option. We go. You dial 911, we go. I signed up to give my life in time of danger. I did. And like I said before, I'll trade my life for you, and I don't know crap about you. But I will die for you. But I didn't sign up to get cancer and suffer. So be my heroes. Continue this initiative, please. and find out what's killing us, because remember, we don't have an option.